On Salvage Hunters, in a packed-to-the-rafters antiques warehouse in Lewis, Drew bets on a card table that could be a winner.
I always equate it to ploughing a field, and every now and again a little bit of gold pops up.
In Lincoln, the boys discover a rookie dealer with prices too low even for Drew.
Sold. You could have got more out of me for that.
Could I?
Yes, double.
Oh, well, I've made a mistake then.
No, you haven't. You've just learned some.
And while big changes are afoot in Conwy, in Sussex, Drew stumbles across a centuries-old survivor of stunning rarity.
This is the second one of these benches I've been offered in 29 years. The second one. And I go out looking every single day of the week. That makes it something I really want to buy.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Whoa, this is great. What a wonderful house.
He's on a hunt for weird and wonderful objects.
I'm like that. Oh, it's a stonker and it's really beautiful.
It's a brilliant piece of engineering.
In his search for treasure,
Wow, it's hot in here. Oh, now you're talking.
he bargains hard.
200 quid. I've got to ask.
And there's nothing he won't buy.
Sold.
With help from Rebecca
The money's in that one.
Absolutely.
Well, I never.
and a team of renovators,
I can see some gold.
he transforms thousands of items, from junk to gems. For the last 5 years, Drew's shop in Conwy, North Wales, has been an important part of the business and has a special place in his heart.
Having a shop does make a statement, and that's why a lot of people will have it, but it's also a footing. It's your base. It gives people a confidence in what you are and who you are. And let's be perfectly honest with you, it's a very nice thing to own. I used to call it my toy box, and I'd go down there in the morning and move things around and play with furniture and hang different things on the wall and style it. And I love that. I love that.
But with online trade gaining in strength, Drew's had an offer he can't refuse and come to a tough decision.
We'll find a new location for this, which it's a tricky one.
I've decided to sell the shop. But when it comes right down to it, it's another deal. We bought it, we restored it, it was perfect, and then somebody else really wanted it, and they literally made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So it's gone, it's sold, and it's on to the next thing. And that, I suppose, is my mentality of 3 decades of buying and selling things professionally, is everything's got a price. Everything's got a price. You just have to have that mindset.
As the whole operation prepares to undergo transformation, it's a critical time for the business. Today, Drew and T are heading almost 300 miles southeast to Sussex, where Drew's come across a rare buying opportunity which could give his new extended online venture a perfectly timed boost.
We're on our way to see Michael Hall's school. It's as good as it gets. It really is. This is top notch. Honestly, schools are the perfect hunting ground.
Are you fully expecting to be shouted at by a teacher?
Well, every time I go to a school, right, to do a clearance or something, I get a twinge of terror and an unpleasant feeling. It fills me with dread. I would rather have my teeth filled than go to school for a minute.
Right.
Located near East Grinstead, a picturesque town which has its roots in medieval times, the building that is now home to Michael Hall School was originally constructed for Lord Abergavenny in the 1730s. This Grade II listed Georgian mansion lies in 60 acres of parkland, transformed in the early 19th century by prolific landscape designer Humphrey Repton. The house has been a private school since 1945, and today Drew and T are being shown around by estate manager Ian Howard.
So this is Michael Hall School, wonderful place to be educated. I live and work here, and both my children go to school here. There's so much upkeep on the buildings and the grounds. We're always looking for creative ways to make money, raise money. We have so much stuff here that is just rotting away and should be loved by somebody else.
Marvellous. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
How
are we doing?
All right.
Yeah, welcome to Michael Hall.
Wow. I'm in love with the building already. It's the period of architecture that really gets me.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to be really boring all day. Should we go in and have a look?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are in my idea of heaven. We're in a wonderful 18th century English country house, and there's bits that are exciting me all over this building.
Right, we're not even through the door, and there's a few things here. Instantly, these two tables.
OK. Hadn't even crossed my mind.
Well, Jacobean revival, 1920s to 40s, something like that, but still really quite a good-looking thing. Then that one there, which I should imagine you at one time would have had lots of.
We've got more, but not that size.
That's the biggest one.
I think so.
It's sort of a hay rake table, sort of, that style stretcher there. Oak, 1910 to 20, somewhere around there. That would be of interest. I don't know if you want to get rid of that one or any of the others, but I'd be of interest.
It's quite possible I can show you the others as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Good news for you is that it's not just a few £100, they're quite valuable.
OK.
And I'd want to buy them all.
Just step in through the front door. Immediately, can't miss it, there's two big dining tables. You've got a sort of Jacobean revival trestle table there in oak, plank top, nice. And then across from it is a hay rake table. It's just got the most beautiful look to it. It's in the condition you want to find one in. It's utterly untouched, but it's been used a lot gently. That's exactly what you want.
So we're going to right down into the cellar now.
Whoa.
This is old. We thought it was an oak sink. Is that correct?
It is.
That's available if you're interested.
Yeah. That's a great thing. Actually going to weigh a ton. Yeah, that is really heavy.
I think we're going to struggle with that.
We can walk it round.
Yeah. What do you think is...
Oak construction, the way that the oak is cut for the frame is pit sawn. That's really old. That's just what you want to find. One of them is still lined in copper, which is patinated beautifully. That verdigris finish, that is only attainable naturally. Not massively saleable and not hugely valuable, but a snapshot of time that I really want to own.
Before sinks started to be produced in ceramic, they were made out of a variety of materials, including wood. This one is almost certainly as old as the house and was hand-sawn out of oak and lined in copper. All the steel straps, screws, even the plug hole, were probably hand-forged by a local blacksmith. Dating to the 18th century, it could be worth around £500.
So it doesn't have a massive value, but it's worth more for a sort of, to me, as just a beautiful thing. £250.
I mean, it's just here. It's doing nothing.
Yeah.
I think you're welcome to it if you want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sold, thank you.
Might as well. Have number one.
Fixed, cleaned, restored to nearly usable condition, we can probably make a profit on it. But if you're after one of these to make a period-correct kitchen, this is the one you're going to want.
And there we go, down into the lower kitchen.
Oh, wow.
After you.
Oh, my word.
So, which I think, yeah, was the original kitchen. I don't know, these tables are similar to what you saw.
These are lovely. The benches, which are usually pretty useless with these, are actually really quite nice. You want to get rid of these?
Again, for me, these are just part of the furniture, so I'd not thought about selling them until you'd mentioned the one in the front.
I'm interested in all of them,
Okay.
to be honest with you. They're a little bit narrow, but that's my problem, not yours. It does have the benefit of coming with these, which is really quite nice.
So, and these are original benches?
These are original benches. The second, though, he opens the door, I can see a very well scrubbed top on some lovely old faded oak legs. Notice then it's two tables, not one, and underneath it are the original matching oak trestle-ended benches. Boom. This is what we're looking for. Oh, so today's going to be an expensive day.
I like the sound of that.
OK. For what's in here, in this condition, £2,000.
Really?
Yep.
In East Sussex, Drew and T have an extraordinary chance to buy from a school in a stunning Georgian mansion.
I'm in love with the building already. It's the period of architecture that really gets me.
In the lower kitchen, Drew's put a bid on 2 oak trestle tables with matching benches.
Oh, so today's going to be an expensive day.
I like the sound of that.
Okay. For what's in here, in this condition, £2,000.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
Was that of interest?
that's a consideration I never thought was going to come this way.
Amazing. Incredible. I'm excited. Right, let's see the rest of them.
For bigger purchases like these tables, Ian will have to get permission to sell them from the governors of the school.
We have to now go back to the Board of Trustees to have a chat to one of the 2 of the people there, make sure that they're happy, put the bids on the table.
We can go through into here,
Oh my, look at this.
to what we call the Great Hall.
So this is late George II, early George III, I think.
Really?
Yeah, wow. What a blessing we have here. Exquisite early 18th century ballroom, including all of its original painted decoration. Unrestored, it's just been left alone. Can I be a pain? Can I move this?
No, of course you can. Yeah, he's not too heavy.
Oh, God, look at that. Mate, seriously, look at, like, in all its splendour. This is a remarkable survivor in so many ways. You've got the original register grey, everything's bang on. The pictures on here, these are all on copper, hand-painted on copper, yeah, all of this, yeah. And then this is gilt wood in here. This is really rare. I mean, it's just incredible. It's amazing that it survived.
Well, it's spectacular to know that's fully original.
The value means nothing. No. It's just the fact that it survived, and it's probably one of a handful in the world. I mean, that's the thing. It's not just rare. I mean, it's like there's none of them. Incredible.
Here we go. The prop shed.
Huge site.
And storage huts.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking. You've got a coffin.
That's the prop, hopefully.
That took the wind out of me then for a second. Another big table here of some sort. So
that's a loom.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
A loom, right, OK. You've done the right thing by not throwing it away. Even that bucket of ball brushes there's got value.
Sure, yeah.
Really, just as a decorative item, big stack of brushes like that just looks great. You've done the right thing. Don't throw anything. There is value. There are people who will want this. No. OK.
All right.
So, anywhere else?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Have we seen everything?
Apart from the outside stone bench.
He just mentions, oh, we've got an old stone bench lying around somewhere. Well, then my ears prick up. An old stone bench. Look where we are. We're in the 18th century. Tell me more.
So, all I know is that it's been here for a fair while.
I wouldn't have said it moved that often.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, yeah.
It's an odd one.
Would you sell it?
If historically we were allowed to, then possibly.
If it's for sale, I'll have to send some stonemasons in to get it out correctly. You can't just let that be hoiked out.
No.
Amongst a very sort of scrubby, messy background, there is this phenomenal and large carved stone English garden seat. They don't come up for sale very often because they tend to get put somewhere and stay there. It looks for all the world like they had nowhere else to put it and they've dumped it up the top there. It's a rare old beast. So when you get offered something like this, you better dig deep and buy it because you're not going to get offered it every week.
This carved stone seat dates to the Georgian period, when having the perfect garden view was the height of fashion. When the landscape architect Humphrey Repton was employed here in 1803, he almost certainly created one of his red books for his proposed garden design. These contained watercolour sketches of the grounds, with his alterations drawn on a semi-transparent overlay. Having seating positioned in exactly the right spot would have been an important part of the design. Dating to the late 18th century, this Georgian stone garden seat could be worth as much as £20,000.
If I gave you a bid of 13,500 for it, that would allow my 1,500 quid to get it out, so I'm into it for 15 grand.
Well, that's highly considerable.
Yeah.
I can have a word with the trustees.
It's an unusual design. I've not seen that before, but it is carved stone. It's great. It's an extraordinary size. This is the second one of these benches I've been offered in 29 years. The second one, OK? And I go out looking every single day of the week. That makes it something I really want to buy. So this is, you know, this is not without its work. But if you have a house like this anywhere in the world and you want a real stone garden bench for your garden, that's the one. And it's going to cost you, because you put that into a garden, it whacks the price of the building as a whole up.
We can put it to the trustees, is that all right?
Yeah, and you know, I'd like it. Turns out there's a guy in the village here who's going to come over, and he's one of the trustees, and we're going to be able to talk to him today. That's saving a lot of hassle. We're going to find out whether it's a yes or a no. I really hope it's a yes. Hello there.
Hello.
William.
Hi.
How you doing?
This is William.
Right, so we've been looking at a few things. I believe you're the sort of person to yay or nay it, really.
Yes, that's true.
The stone bench,
Yes.
up by what used to be the blue pool.
That one I'd pay 13,500 for at where it is, and I'll remove it.
Right.
Deal?
Yes.
Thank you. It'll go to a good home, and we'll put it back to as it should be.
Along with the garden bench, Drew wants to buy the pair of oak kitchen trestle tables with benches for £2,000 and the oak table in the hall for £1,800.
Well, I'm happy with the bench and the two tables in the lower kitchen.
Yep.
The oak table here in the hall, I think, is of very considerable value to the community here, and we'd
Okay.
be less happy to part with that.
Fine. We'll leave that. If you ever want to sell it in the future,
Okay.
ring me.
Fine.
I'm
Good.
open to negotiation. I'd like to buy it. Fine, let's go and do some paperwork.
Thank
Two
you very
yeas and
much.
an
Get
A.
that done. Hey?
2 yeas and an A.
2 years. That's all right. That's not a
Thank you
bad
very
hit
much.
rate, is it? That's not a
No.
bad hit rate. So an interesting day. I managed to buy some early 20th century oak refectory tables. Fab. No problem selling those. Easy. A big oak sink, and then we buy something extraordinary. But we didn't get it for nothing. We're not quite finished with it yet. So the fun goes on with that one.
Really enjoyed our time with Drew and T. Really good to explore and find out so much more about the history of the buildings. It's been a really interesting day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So when we walked up to look at the garden bench, it was something I thought would be of interest to Drew, but after he filled us in on how old it may actually be and some of its provenance and how it was built in the first place, and it was just sitting there doing nothing, and really good that he's got somewhere where that can be appreciated as well.
There you go.
Yeah,
At least we left the heavy one here.
yeah, that's true. It was a really long one.
Thank you very much. Much
Brilliant.
appreciated.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a little while to sort the other one out.
All right.
Yeah?
Been a lovely
All right.
day. Thanks,
Cheers.
both.
Thanks.
Have a safe
Bye-bye.
journey.
Cheers. See you later.
We literally bought the kitchen sink.
We did. If there was a competition
Fabulous.
for the world's heaviest kitchen sink,
Was it that bad?
it's just right up there.
Really? Great thing, though. Superb. Do you know when we were walking through the gardens, and he just said one thing, he went, wonder what happened to that old stone bench we had around here. The second he said that, I pretty much envisaged exactly the piece we went to look at. And that's a genuine, fresh-to-the-market item, an extraordinary thing.
Even though the school governors have said yes, Drew will have to wait to find out if conservation rules will allow the bench to be sold. The other heavyweight pieces from Michael Hall School will need to go directly to the new Conwy warehouse, currently being ready to house all the stock from the shop once its doors are closed for the final time. While in Sussex, Drew's keen to investigate another exciting new lead. Only 20 miles from Michael Hall School, a group of dealers have gathered wares under one roof. Potentially a rich source of items to help power up Drew's online business.
Right, we're going to Pastoral in Lewis.
Okay.
And it's a small group of antique dealers in an ancient old building. And as you know, Sussex completely rammed full of antique dealers.
It is.
But this is one I've never been to before, so I always want to see the new ones.
The East Sussex town of Lewes has had a turbulent history. During the English Civil War, it was a bastion of parliamentarian rebellion. And Thomas Paine, architect of the American Revolution, is thought to have developed his political fervour here. In 1985, another passionate group, this time antique dealers, chose Lewes as the location for a vibrant antiques warehouse, Pastoral. Today, Drew & T will be shown around by a new member of the team, Maria Bish.
I'm one of 7 dealers at Pastoral Antiques. I have not been doing this very long. It started as a hobby, being brought up with my father attending antique fairs. I think it just rubbed off on me. Pastoral is a bit of everything, and there is something for everybody. You know, we've got items that might start from £20, £10, up to thousands. Looking forward to Drew & T coming, and hopefully they'll go home with some treasures, or several, and learning something new myself.
Hello.
Hello,
How you doing?
Drew.
How are we?
Hello, T. Welcome to Pastoral Antiques Centre.
Thank you for having us.
Great stuff, yeah. So you've got a cafe here as well?
We have.
Nice.
I'll catch up in a bit.
Oh, really? You're going to go sit? No, it's great. Oh, that's good. My best guess would be about 1830 to 40, somewhere in that region sort of thing. 30 seconds in, and on my left-hand side, I see a marble pillar. 19th century statuary marble base, nice rouge pillar. Great thing.
The Victorian craze for adorning the home with heavy decorative pieces called for extravagant display pedestals. Though difficult to see after years of exposure to the elements, this example is carved mainly of rouge marble and could be worth around £700.
So how much is it?
That, I believe, is 500.
That's been there a long time. Will he take a bid on it? That's been there forever.
450.
4.
OK,
4?
deal. I think he'll take 4.
Deal.
Yeah.
Great. It's a £700 piece, and bar throwing a bucket of water over it. There's nothing to do to that. So happy days. We're off to a good start. So yeah, let's carry on inside,
Great.
shall we?
Wonderful.
We're now in the main building, which is the old stable block. The front used to be a coaching inn. This is where they kept the horses. Very nice looking antique shop.
This is my area.
Is it? It's very
Yes,
nice.
this
I was going to say it's
and
very,
that.
very sophisticated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Duchess Rose Antiques.
Duchess Rose.
Duchess Rose.
Sounds like a heavy metal band from 1985. It's great. Where do you get that painting from?
I bought that at an auction.
This is probably 1910 to 20, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
English. My absolute favourite thing to buy is art. And I quite like cheap art, and I get a real kick out of that. There is one painting in here, and it's a sort of a bacchanalian scene. That one's a great colour, great size, good subject matter.
This is a well-executed early 20th century copy of a painting by Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema. A Dutch-born artist who settled in England, he was one of Victorian Britain's most popular painters, known for lavish depictions of Roman imperial decadence. A vibrant decorative piece, this wooden framed imitation could be worth around £450.
How much is that one?
Well, I've got that at 380.
Right. What can it be?
I can 320.
Drew & T are in a giant Lewes antique centre, getting a tour from a creative new dealer.
This is my area. Duchess Rose Antiques.
Duchess Rose.
Duchess Rose.
Sounds like a heavy metal band from 1985.
And Drew's spotted potential in a well-preserved early 20th century imitation of a popular Victorian artist.
How much is that one?
Well, I've got that at 380.
Right. What can it be?
I can 320.
I was going to say 3, but I'm not going to bother. I'm trying to knock you 20 quid. 320 is fine. I'll buy it.
Thank you very much.
No problem. No, thank you. Maria's giving us the tour. It's on Maria's stand, so I was able to negotiate with her direct and bought the painting. It's worth about, give it a clean, worth about 450.
but that's fine. I've got an idea of something I'm working on at the moment where it might just work.
He's had a bit of a day, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been on a bit of a sesh, hasn't he? So you've got an upstairs as well?
We have, yes.
Can we have a look up there?
Yep,
Great building.
it
And
is.
it lends itself very well to this, doesn't it? It's a mix, isn't it? Blimey.
It is.
That's why I like coming to these places, because you don't know what you're going to get. I always equate it to ploughing a field. And every now and again, a little bit of gold pops up.
Yeah.
You've just got to be there to get the gold.
Yeah.
What's he got on that? 135 quid. That's quite a good-looking thing, isn't it? It's 19th century, not 18th, which is what you want, but it's in an 18th century style. But it's good-looking. We've come upstairs, and there's a unit here which is a very, very random mix again. There is a mahogany footstool with a needlework pad seat. It's very late 19th to early 20th, but it's a great size. It's a good size, good colour, and the needlework top is particularly attractive. What will he do on that? Will he do sort of 80 quid on that?
I'd be happy to go to 100, but to go to 80, I'd have to call
All right, OK. What do you think? 100 quid?
We're all looking at you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll sell it to you.
think
for
so.
Yeah, no, I'll take that. I'll take that. It's interesting. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely out here, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
It's fab. What a nice place to work.
It is. I don't feel like I come to work, to be honest, when I come here.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Andre and Celia's,
Yeah.
the owners. This dates back to 17th century.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
OK. This is more into my world now. That's nice. Chest-on-chest secretaire. Nice to see original handles on it as well. Yeah, lovely. That's not bad. Not too big either. Needs work. Whenever you see these things, people say, oh, it's perfect, and then you start to critique it and you go, it's got a big mark there, it's got a big mark there, it's got a chip out of it there. What are they asking for that, do you know?
1800.
1800, OK. I like the bust up there as well, and then this card table. That's quite nice, isn't it? Rosewood, nice sort of empire look to it. It's empire and aesthetic and Egyptian and all sorts of everything. I really like it. The one thing in here that has got me very excited is a card table. It's fruit wood with penwork, faux marble to the column, inset caster, lots of sort of Egyptian motifs in there and neoclassical motifs, and it's got it all basically. It's very nice. It's good to go to dealers who are very enthusiastic because they'll take chances, and with chances, every now and again they get lucky, and if they get lucky, that gives me the potential for me to get lucky with them.
This rosewood table dates from the early 19th century and has a fold-over top on which popular Regency period card games like cribbage and commerce, thought to be an ancestor of poker, would have been played by candlelight. The tapering central column is decorated with elegant penwork, as are the tabletop and the feet. It could be worth around £1,850.
1850. That'll colour back up beautifully.
Yeah.
It's faded massively. A lot of water damage.
What's he got on it?
1850. It's too much money. Not in that state. It's worth that done.
Right.
But it needs work. Really like the chest on chest as well. There's just not much money left in it. What's the best if they? I mean, ideally, I'd want to pay 1,300 quid each. I think that's worth 1,300 quid, and that's not quite worth 1,300 quid. It's probably worth 11, to be honest. But I'm trying to do a deal put a deal together.
I think the best they'll go down to is 2.8 for the two.
1,400 quid each. There's a repair on that back leg. There's some pieces missing out of the secretaire there, so it's close but no cigar, so I'm going to leave that. So what's the best if I just buy that?
That, 1,400.
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll take it.
Great.
1,400. It's nice. It's going to be a really nice one to put back, to sort of not put back to perfection, but just to put back to get some colour back into that base. I think it is a spectacular looking thing, but not now, not today. Luckily, I have a good restorer in house. It will just be this thing of beauty will come out of that once it's cleaned properly. That's made the day. Right, Van.
Wonderful.
After you.
Thank you.
Pastoral Antiques has been great. It shows again that coming to these places with multiple dealers in worked. It pays off. Every now and again you're going to get lucky. And it's that thing where it's very hard to find the right things. You've got to be in it to win it, basically. You've got to get out there and have a look. All in all, a fantastic day. Walked away with something I absolutely love and some nice, easy, straightforward, saleable pieces as well. Pastoral Antiques, great. We'll be back.
It was great to welcome Drew and T today, and even better that they found some pieces. He bought a piece of art for me, so that makes me happy. And I learned a lot, actually, a few do's and don'ts of the trade. And I just hope they visit again soon, you know, and bring some sunshine, because it's a great place to visit.
Well, that was excellent. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Topped off completely by that table. That will restore beautifully. I'm happy. That column as well, that's great. The painting's great, I like that. It's a 10-footer, that painting.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's good from 10 foot and not so good close up, but it's all right. Anyway, no, a good day.
Back in Conwy, the moment the whole team has been working towards has arrived. It's moving day. The entire 3-floor showroom needs to be cleared of valuable antiques, ready for the new owner.
Where should we start moving this? It's so heavy. Hope you've had your Weetabix. A very large sum of money is being moved today. That's the reality of it. This is money, right? And all of this is getting moved and it's very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, as the showroom manager, it'd be very sad to see this place because it's a beautiful showroom on the high street. We'll just see where the next place takes us, really.
Drew's new warehouse, just next door to the original, is ready to receive the contents of the showroom. From now on, every item will be sold online.
I think we're probably going to do at least 2 runs full, and then maybe, so I'm looking at over there at what they're doing, maybe another smaller one after that. It was always part of the sort of the antique to the life that you got trading, and then you did some antique fairs, and then you maybe, you know, got rented a tent at a fair, all leading up to the fact when you had your antique shop. That was the progression. That was the business that I grew up in. And it's gone. Don't have to have that anymore. So it's gone to the next thing.
But while the team handles the logistics of moving, the buying won't wait. Drew and T are on the road again, heading due east into Lincolnshire, having spotted an unmissable opportunity.
Off to see Ben at My Secret Antiques in Lincoln now. Brand new to the business, and he's got a very smart, brand new industrial unit.
Excellent.
Always should go and see new dealers whenever possible, as fast as possible, because they always have the best kit to sort of begin their career with, you know what I mean?
Today's waterfront area in Lincoln was home to pre-Roman settlers, who gave the city its original name, Linden, deriving from lindo, the Celtic word for pool. Identified as a valuable inland port by Roman and Viking invaders successively, it was the Normans who built Lincoln Cathedral, once the tallest building in Europe. Having played a pivotal role as an engineering centre in the Industrial Revolution, Lincoln has a long history of thriving trade. And for the last year, it's been home to an eclectic antiques business, run by novice dealer Benjamin Jackson.
We try and buy the weird, unusual, quirky, but some practical things as well. So we buy from factories, we buy directly from fairground yards, churches, through to other things like nightclubs, gentlemen's clubs, all sorts of things like that. So, so we have a mix, we really do. Hello. Morning.
How you doing?
Drew.
All right.
Hi, I'm Ben. Welcome
Nice
to
to
My
meet you.
Secret Antiques.
Hi, I'm T. How are
T.
you?
Right.
Very nice and clean and tidy in here, isn't it?
Try to be as tidy as we can be.
Yeah.
We've got a mixture of things. I like my neon signs and my lights, as you can tell.
Yeah. Good, you've got things I've not seen before, which is, do you know what, really unusual. Ben is just buying things that interest him. So it's neons, it's circus bits and bobs, lots and lots of shop fittings. He likes colour, that's clear. He likes colour, he likes a little bit of fun.
I started with a loan from my parents of 500 quid, and I sold my car to buy a van, and that's how I started.
Brilliant.
And that's I've had no advice, I've had no guidance, I've done everything myself, and I'm just learning as I go along.
Brilliant. Have you given your parents back the 500 quid?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Of course, yeah.
What's that? Is that medical?
Yeah, it's a medical cabinet. I've never actually seen anything quite like it. It's from the London Medical Supplies Association. I think it dates from about 1890, I think, from what I've researched.
It's missing the bottom section, is it?
It is. I think there would have been 2 drawers there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still got quite a good look, I think.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is. It's
Can we
really
lift it up
unusual.
and have a...
have a look, yeah,
How
sure.
heavy is it?
It's fairly
Oh, my
heavy.
God.
It's fairly heavy.
Oh, blimey, where am I going to put this now?
Put it onto this box.
Ugh. That's loads of fun, isn't it? One thing he has here is a pressed steel medical cabinet. Highly unusual, never seen one like that before. Missing its base drawer. The thing that's really going for this cabinet is it's narrow. So if you've got a downstairs loo, you need to put loads of bits and bobs in there. You've never got any space. Boom, that's it. They're really handy. That makes it very saleable, and you can stick it on the wall, and nobody else will have one.
The London-based Medical Supply Association manufactured items such as stainless steel aneurysm needles and hypodermic syringes around the turn of the 20th century. This cabinet has 7 drawers, which may have been used to store implements or medication. As a functional piece with a fascinating industrial history, it could be worth around £250.
How much is it?
I can do that for the best I can do on it is 150 quid.
150.
With his business undergoing major transformation, Drew's grabbed an opportunity to visit a brand new shop in Lincoln for the first time, and he spotted the potential of a highly unusual late 19th century medical cabinet.
How much is it?
I can do that for the best I can do on it is 150 quid. But
150?
Yeah, 150 is what I can do on that.
Yes, sold.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
Never
you.
seen one. Ask 150, pay 150. Let's not knock the guy. He's only just getting started. 150 is a fair price. I think I could make £100 on it if I really wanted to. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Giant cactus.
Yeah.
Fancy the elephant.
It's a bit of a random mix, isn't it? Nice old thing.
Yeah, lovely.
I like the top, actually.
Yeah. It's a nice elm top
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely thing.
dish.
Yeah.
At some time in its life, it's had another going over with some French polish. You can see because the dents have actually got the French polish
yeah.
dents.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can
yeah.
see where that's been gone over. How much is that?
40 quid.
£40.
40
Sold.
quid. Yeah.
You could have got more out of me for that.
Could I?
Yes, double.
Oh, well, I've made a mistake then. But,
No,
hey.
you haven't. You've just learned something.
But also, you might come back and buy something else.
Well, there you go. That's fine. That's fine. That's great.
When we go out.
Where'd you get this from?
That came out of another private house. It was just something which I really liked, and I thought it had quite a nice look. I think it's got the original glass, which I like.
Yeah. The problem with somebody stripped it.
Right.
And made a right mess of it. They've done a bad job on stripping it. So that'll have to go back on.
Sure.
Tucked away in the corner of all this stuff is a glazed oak bookcase. The signature sort of things that jump out with this piece of furniture is the simplicity of the design, but the high standard of manufacture. So that is something that is a massive nod to the arts and crafts movement. That's what they were all about. Boom, you know, fantastic.
This partially glazed oak bookcase from the early 20th century has been crafted to last. But the original varnish has been partially stripped away, detracting from its value. It will require an expert repair, which could be expensive. But once restored, this piece could be worth around £800.
How much is it?
200 quid.
Well, I'm not going to knock you again, I'll take it.
Okay.
£200 fine. It ain't worth any more. Right? In that condition, that is not worth any more money. You have to add value to that now. I have got a superb restorer, Mr. Measures, Kevin. It will go over to him and he will make it look like new again. Can I have some sweets?
Help yourself, yeah. They're there to help yourself, so just use the tongs and get whatever you want to get out.
Oh, look at these little fellas.
Take as many as you like. Fill the bag.
If you go to the cinema, if I filled this bag, it would be £25.
Not in here.
Everybody loves a chocolate star, don't they? They're lovely.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Get plenty for the way home.
There you go.
Got a long journey.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Marvellous.
For,
I'll go and enjoy these. We'll get the van out and get loaded up.
Perfect. Enjoy.
Today I've really enjoyed it. It's been nice to meet a new dealer. I find the enthusiasm of new dealers infectious. Highlight of the day for me, to be perfectly honest, is the lovely bookcase. A very saleable piece of British arts and crafts inspired furniture. Right, thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks,
very nicely done. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll be back in a year, so you're getting on.
Hold you to that.
All right, mate.
Yourself.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Back in Conwy with their latest haul, and it's time to say goodbye to a long-time passion project.
End of another era. Little sad. Now wandering around the building, it shows what a great job I think we did. What we've actually done here is, I suppose, do what I do with a piece of antique furniture. Find something neglected, bring it back to its former glory, and then all of a sudden, everybody's interested. We've just sold a very large 18th century antique in the centre of Conway. Maybe that's it. Am I going to miss it? Yes. I'm going to miss the building, and I'm going to miss the fun I had of dressing the building and putting beautiful things into it and finding like the area that works really well for painting. This one works really well for furniture. This one works really well for lighting. And the shop will tell you that, a building will tell you what it wants. But that's all over.
End of an era. That's it.
So good luck to the new people, and we're off. Another adventure.